10 races. That's all it took for a high-profile NASCAR partnership to completely fall apart. One of the sport's most respected crew chiefs is suddenly off the box. And now the question isn't just what went wrong with Kyle Busch, it's whether the system around him is broken. Here's the situation fast and clean. Jim Pohlman left JR Motorsports after a dominant run. 9 wins and a championship to become crew chief for Kyle Busch at Richard Childress Racing. Big expectations, big move. But just 10 races into the season, it's over. Pohlman is out. Andy Street steps back in, and Busch sitting 27th in the standings. That's not a slump. That's a collapse. Let's rewind for a second. Pohlman wasn't just another crew chief. He was a proven winner. A guy who helped elevate Justin Allgaier and JR Motorsports into a powerhouse. So when he made the jump to the Cup level with Kyle Busch, the expectation was simple: instant chemistry, fast results. But that's not how this played out. There were early warning signs, communication breakdowns, visible tension on the radio, and one moment at Bristol where Busch and his spotter sounded like they were working against their own pit box. That's not just miscommunication, that's dysfunction. And in NASCAR, when driver and crew chief aren't aligned, everything falls apart. Strategical adjustments, confidence, all of it. Now, zoom out. This isn't just about one team. This affects the entire garage. It raises questions about how difficult it really is to pair elite drivers with new leadership, and whether even top-tier talent can fail when the fit isn't perfect. Here's where this gets interesting and complicated, because on paper, this pairing should have worked. Kyle Busch is one of the smartest drivers in the sport. Pohlman is known for preparation, structure, and execution. That combination should create consistency. Instead, it created friction. Why? Because success at one level doesn't always translate to another. The Cup Series is faster, more political, more pressure-packed. The margin for error is razor thin. And Busch isn't just any driver. He's a veteran with strong opinions, a defined style, and zero patience for instability. So if communication isn't perfect from day one, things escalate quickly. And that's what this feels like. Not a lack of talent, but a lack of synchronization. Now here's the bigger risk for Richard Childress Racing. When you make a move this early, you're not just fixing a problem, you're admitting something deeper is wrong. Either the hire wasn't the right fit, or the environment didn't allow it to succeed. And that's a dangerous place for a team trying to compete at the highest level. Because if this wasn't Pohlman's fault alone, and even Allgaier says it wasn't, then where does the responsibility really fall? Driver, leadership, system? That's the real story here. Fans are split right down the middle. One side says, this is on Pohlman, you step into a top ride, you've got to deliver immediately. The other side? They're pointing at the bigger picture. They're saying 10 races isn't enough time. They're questioning whether Busch gave the partnership room to grow. And in the media, there's a growing narrative. Maybe this wasn't a failure of talent. Maybe it was a failure of fit. Even Allgaier, someone who knows Pohlman better than almost anyone, is still backing him, saying he believes Pohlman can win at the Cup level in the right situation. That's not just support, that's a statement. Pohlman lands in a new role, maybe even another Cup opportunity, where the chemistry is right, the communication is clean, and he proves this was just the wrong pairing at the wrong time. Meanwhile, Busch stabilizes with Andy Street and climbs back into contention. Everyone moves on. Lessons learned. This becomes a pattern. Busch struggles to find consistency. The team keeps reshuffling leadership, and Pohlman gets labeled unfairly as someone who couldn't handle the Cup level. That kind of reputation sticks, and it can change careers. So now the real question is this: was Jim Pohlman the problem, or is he just the easiest piece to replace? Because 10 races feels less like a conclusion and more like a panic move. Let me know what you think. Who's really responsible here? And if you want more breakdowns like this, smart, fast, and straight to the point, make sure you're locked in with SportsWire USA.